und Budapest Kelenfold. Und der Zug führt auch einen Speisewagen, wo man Sie sehr gerne erwartet. Für weitere Informationen stehen wir Ihnen zur Verfügung. Der nächste Aufenthalt ist in die Eschalung. Good morning, 41 to Budapest Kelenfold, and wish you a pleasant journey.
Fields of sunflowers. This train was very smooth, the track was beautiful on most of this trip, the 2-hour trip to Budapest. Train here comes equipped with garbage bin, and there's a blind if you want to pull it down and keep the sun out. There are European power points under the seat to charge your phone, but no USB points. Seen so many wind turbines all in one spot. You're travelling for about 20 miles an hour and there's just endless wind turbines. Well, we are in Hungary, so Győr railway station. A little bit different than Vienna. We are arriving at Budapest Kelenfold railway station. We've got to get from here to somewhere else closer to the city. Seeing this train only comes to Kelenfold. I thought it came to Navigate, but it doesn't. We have to get another train to Navigate or another station in the city by metro. So you come down the escalator and look for a way where we're going. When you come to Budapest, you'll need a domestic travel card pass. You get 1-day pass at the purple machine. If you turn to the left from this ticket vending machine, you can see the outdoors, the sunshine. There's the steps and escalators going up outside. If you need to buy anything, there's stuff outside. There's also toilets and a shopping centre. This is a shopping centre outside just on Kelenfold railway station. It's very modern. It's actually, as you come in, it's 4 levels high. And it's got a cinema complex and everything. There's everything here. Very modern. If you come back into Kelenfold Station, walk down the escalators underground until you get to the metro. So now we're on the metro at Kelenfold. I have to take the train 6 stops and change at Kelenfold. This is this little station you get out from the metro, Arani Janas Utka. And this is the one you need to get to the red bus office if you want to get on the red bus. If you bought your ticket online, that's the only way. Metro from Kelenfold, and find the line you want to hop on. I believe it was the red line, M4, that takes you into the city area from this point. At this point in our trip today, we stumbled across the World Marathon Championship. So the red bus in this area wasn't working, so we walked up to the main office. Once we got our tickets from the office, which was just up the street, just in front of St. Stephen's Basilica, we then proceeded to walk down to Pier 6 on the Danube River, which is where the red hop-on hop-off bus has the free river cruise as part of the tour in Budapest. We did not go into St. Stephen's Basilica today, as we have seen some of the greatest churches in the world, even though this is an amazing church. Here we are on the banks of Buda. We're coming up to the, I think that's the chain bridge. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's the chain bridge that connects to Buda, to Pest on the other side. And you're looking across the Fishermans Bastion and Buda Castle. And Galert Hill, I think, is over there. We are walking along the banks of the river on the Buddha side, just checking out all the floating restaurants, how old they are, but they look nice. There's a lot of them along the river here. There's Buddha Castle in the background. So we proceeded along the Danube riverbank until we got to Pier 6, and that is where the hop-on, hop-off bus cruise leaves from. You could normally get down here via the red hop-on, hop-off bus, but as I said before, it was not running at this time of the morning because of the Marathon Championship. It was another glorious day in Budapest, as all of our days on our journey. It was 36 degrees, so I'm glad there was a marathon on because we got a lot of free water. It was extremely hot on the top of this boat, as you can see by ladies fanning themselves. Coming up to the House of Parliament on the Buddha side. Looking across to the Pest side, looking up at Matthias's church and Fishermans Bastion. House of Parliament in Budapest. It is an outstanding building. No wonder it is one of the most photographed buildings in the world. It was lovely cruising along the Danube to have a look at all the sights from the river. It's something that you definitely need to do if you come to Budapest. Now the captain is turning the boat and we're going to head right up the river the other way before we come back down to Pier 6. Looking up across Gellert Hill. About to go under, I believe this is the Liberty Bridge. There's all the European riverboat cruises in this section. Yeah, that's all right. We disembarked off of the cruise about this point and headed off through the city area before we jumped on the hop-on, hop-off bus. Well, we actually walked through a lot of the city area before we got on the hop-on, hop-off bus. It has some very pretty streets, but in a lot of these cities, toilets are rare to find. You need to go to restaurants and then you can use the toilet. And even then, sometimes they charge you to use the toilet. ATMs are hard to find. There's one at the Verni Etherim restaurant. We had a lovely ice cold smoothie here at this point, as it was 36 degrees. This was a lovely restaurant to sit down and have a respite from the heat, and sit in the shade and have a nice cold drink. We're about to go to the hop on hop off pickup point for the bus. Heading across the Danube over to the Pest side. This bridge is called the Liberty Bridge. Coming past the funicular that takes you up to the castle district. We opted out of this today, decided to take the little train with the carriages up to the top and back around again. When you get off stop 14 on the Pest side, you can grab a little tourist bus here. It'll take you up to all the castles, Matthias Church and Buda Castle. That's by far the easiest way to get up and do all of it in a short period of time.
I don't have another euro, can I give?
It was relatively inexpensive for what it does and saves your legs a lot. Matthias' church, or part of it, on the Pest side. Matthias' church and Fishermans Bastion. Matthias' church, walking down the Fishermans Bastion. Pest. Wow. Fishermans Bastion, Budapest on the Pest side. Very nice. The restaurant in here, and there are restaurants also in every high vantage point possible, so you have to go in and have a drink or something to eat to get the best photographs. We're walking around the Buda district at Matthias' church and the Fishermans Bastion. back to Buda for the rest of our trip. This beautiful building is Budapest Opera House. There is metro points in a lot of the areas where the red bus goes. Later on we actually got off the bus when we finished. It was right beside the underground metro which took us back to Kelenfold. Do not stand up here. I stood up a few times in this place on the top of this bus. You have to be very careful because there's overhead wires and also a lot of trees used to hit you. It was a beautiful drive around the city on the top of the hop-on hop-off bus. We actually went around 1.5 times, so we didn't have to get off for this section. There is some lovely streets in Budapest, and I never really saw anything bad in my travels over the city. There were a few spots we were walking around where there was a few homeless. Yeah, we're coming back to the station. Now we just got off the good hop-off bus in Budapest. This is our final stop. We've been around 1.5. Buda. From Australia. Vamos. That is the underground metro there that takes us back to Kelenfold Station to get us back to Vienna. We got on a different station, had to change to 2 different trains, and we got back to Kelenfold very easily by following the board on the wall. I was surprised to see how excellent condition the trains were in Budapest. Back in Kelenfold Station. Navigating our way back up to the main train line that goes back to Vienna. Heading into Budapest, heading back to Vienna for a beautiful day tomorrow, and then on to Munich.